Hello, I'm Joseph Ahern, and this is my paper. Teaching takes place in various places. An effective teacher will assess their learners through assessment to determine if the student is gaining progress. According to Obie and Sapp, assessment is a process of collecting information about an individual or a group for the purpose of making decisions. For this assignment, I conducted my learning observation assessment in a non-traditional environment at my wife Adriana's gym with her personal trainer Eric Meyer. My observation took place on Thursday, April 13th at 4 p.m. and Eric Meyer can be best reached at 602-793-7077. My work, Adriana works out at a private gym where Eric sees her 3 times a week. When Adriana started training sessions with Eric, she had a goal in mind, which she wanted to achieve before our wedding date. While talking to Eric, he described how different measurements before he started working with Adriana to gain insight on how to help meet her goals. The measurements that were taken were body fat percentage and measurements of waist, hips, and legs. According to Obie and Sapp, state assessments can include screening, which Eric's measurements are an example of that, by screening before training to assess which workouts will work best for Adriana's goals. Adriana has been training with Eric for about 4 months now. So at the beginning of their sessions on April 13th, Eric took the measurements at the screening process to examine her future progress. At the beginning, Eric found Adriana had lost 3% fat, 7 pounds, ½ inch in the hips, and 1 inch in the waist. This is an example of dynamic assessment, which involves a before measurement, an intervention or a treatment, and then given a post-test or after-treatment measurement to help determine if the intervention or treatment is effective, according to Obie and Sapp. During my observation, I was able to see Eric's method of training different clients at one time. I observed Eric training 4 different clients at the same time who were all doing different workouts. Eric would show Adriana different weight training skills in a sequence of 3 different movements. Then she would have to do 3 or 4 rounds of the sets or sequences Eric demonstrated. Eric would carefully observe Adriana and her clients to ensure they had proper format. He would then correct them if needed. This is an example of formative assessment, which refers to ongoing assessment carried out by teachers both formally and informally during a unit of work, according to Obie and Sapp. I do agree with Eric's forms of assessment with using dynamic and formative for his clients. There's limited ways to give assessments to clients for personal training. For example, tests would not be applicable if the setting because Eric is always available for questions. Eric has a long list of clients that pay him a decent amount of money each month. While talking to Eric, he said on average, a client will stay with him for about 2 years, a minimum of 2 years, which is a long-standing relationship for personal trainers.